Hello, everyone. Hopefully you can start seeing things. Just trying to get everything together right now and set a few things up. Today is going to be a little bit of a different kind of live stream, just to kind of start off with, and then we'll go back to I should probably put hands in here so that way it looks like I'm doing something, because I'm not putting a face cam on for today. But today's going to be a little bit different. I'm just going to be going over a little bit about what I'm going on tomorrow, because tomorrow Host Bobby rides. It's going to be my first tournament. It's 4 rounds for the entire day, 12 hours. Haven't done that before, and I'm very excited. Oh, double audio. 2 seconds. Does that sound better? Let me know if that sounds better. I don't know if I screwed something up. Okay. All right. Thank you for letting me know nonetheless. But I'm going to hide that for now. Oops. What is going on? All right. Technical difficulties. All right. So, yes, today is going to be a little bit different. I kind of wanted to go over a little bit of... okay, thanks. I want to go over a little bit of what my kind of game plan is for tomorrow, a little bit of the list that I have, and go over just kind of generally what my plan is. It's my first time playing 4 games in a row, and let's just see. So I'm just going to switch over to here. I've turned off music for right now while we kind of go through this initial step, but I wanted to make sure that we have a few things together. So to kind of start off with, it is going to be 4 rounds. So we have 4 rounds that we're going to be doing. First round is supply drop, search and destroy. And we have the supply drop. Oh, I wanted to go over a little bit of my list. So my list is obviously Imperial Knights. And I actually decided to go with a couple different things. So I went with the... First things first, Bobby himself is actually running as a Crusader. Wanted to be able to get that bondsman ability to give add 1 to the hit roll for ranged attacks for my Armigers, as well as giving it to 2 people. So I've actually given him Mythic heroes. That way he can give the bondsman ability to 2 separate Armigers in 1 turn. And instead of going with thermal cannon, obviously going with rapid fire battle cannon, as well as going with the Ironstorm missile pod, because I wanted to make sure that I can get some like indirect shots over the 48-inch range, and have him sit in one spot and blast anything that kind of gets within range. I've run similar versions of this list before, and with the Crusader, and I found that it actually works out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it so far from other games that I played with it. Other than that, for the other big knight, we switch on over to Canis. So Canis Rex obviously is just better knight, no matter what. And I think it's going to end up being really just better to use him. Chainbreaker is really good. Getting the hit roll as a 5 or a critical, and the legendary free blade, so that way CP 0 for 1 strat that's already being used, but it has to be a battle strat. So that means it's going to be shoulder the burden, or it is going to be CP reroll. Shoulder the burden just is that stratagem that enables to give +1 to leadership move. What else does it give? +1 to OC, +1 to leadership, +1 to save, and add 1 to the hit roll. It's not that great for 2 CP. It's kind of So for him, it just makes his save better. That's about it. It's not that great. Otherwise on the list, I added 2 Helverins and 4 of the Warglaives. This kind of gives it some variety that I could do here. I like the Helverins mostly for the anti-fly if they're in their own range, or if on an objective or within your deployment zone. And the Warglaives are just your get up close, kill some tanks, and stabby as much as possible. Next, though, is I actually did this recently, and I'm actually going to show a couple of these models afterwards. I actually added the Rogue Trader Entourage. I kind of went with this because I wanted to go with something I wanted to add an ally, and I haven't been able to make myself a Calidus yet. So the Calidus lets you kind of jump around and do all your secondaries. No Zangers. No. The Calidus lets you jump around, do your secondaries. I wasn't feeling that. I haven't been able to find one that I like, and I might make my own eventually. But the Rogue Trader, I find, is pretty decent. It is a bit expensive. It's 105 points in the list, but when you're playing Knights, you just kind of have the extra points laying around anyway, which can you fit another Armiger in? Can you fit something else in? So I went with this one instead, mainly because you get, it is, what I like about it is 10 wounds total of 4 up invul, and 6 of those wounds are a 5 up feel no pain. So they're pretty hardy overall. So you can kind of stick them on an objective and hold it maybe for a little bit. And as well, they have the Warrant of Trade and Infiltrator. So infiltrate somewhere close up, get on an objective, hold it, and wait until the bigger guys come in and actually take over it. And then you could also have the D3 Imperium BATTLELINE units. So I can redeploy D3 of the Armigers, which I think is going to be really handy to actually have set up and run and go from that direction. They do their duty if they can sit on an objective and get to cleanse and maybe one of the other objectives that I've kind of decided. So my battle plan for Knights is I am generally, so like for example, this is the first round map. My plan for Knights is I choose half of the map here, and this is mine. I'm not going over the line unless, of course, I am getting into the center. I am staying only on this half. Won't move away, won't go it. For the first round, it's actually going to be supply drop, which means that the objectives disappear over time. But the last objective that you hold is worth 15 points in the final round. So I am basically going to say, if this is the final objective or this is the final objective, I take the short half or the short edge and I control this half. This is mine. I own this. If this is the last one or this, if this is the last one, I control this long half. That's all I care about. I am not going anywhere else. I am not going to try and extend over the line because Knights, when they go down hard, and it's going to be difficult. So it's going to be in a rough spot, right? So that's why instead of trying to go with the tactical objectives, I've kind of, for myself, realized that the best way to actually do it is go fixed. So that way I can control how I play and how I get my secondaries. So let's hop on back over. Yeah, we'll take that away for now. Yeah, dumb idea. So I kind of already picked a couple of secondaries that I'm basically going to go with, and we'll see how that goes. We got Bring It Down. We got Cleanse. We got Deploy Teleport Homers, and Assassination. These are kind of what I figure are my objectives. I don't want to go into engage on all fronts because that means extending myself over the line. So I don't want to go over the line if I don't have to. I want to stay on my half. If I have Cleanse, I can just sit on 2 objectives, one of the Rogue Traders being on the one side objective, doing Cleanse, and then my Armiger is going up into the middle, for example, and getting Cleanse on that objective. So I don't want to extend myself too much. And then I can kind of hold back if I need to on it. Bring It Down and Assassination, it depends on what the opponent brings. But I'm not going to take these 2 together. So I'm not going to go Cleanse and deploy Teleport Homers at the same time. There's no sense in that. Do I have another objective that I missed? Because I feel like I had another one. Let's see. If I go back to Leviathan... This is all very smart and tactical. Have you considered, though, letting dice decide and saying you planned every... Yeah, I could do that, but I kind of have to be a little bit more tactical when it comes to knights because... let's take a quick look at something. Stat check. So, stat check. I love this. I actually know some of the guys that run this, which I'm going to get to that point soon. The bottom of the barrel. Wait, where are they? Did they move up? What the shit? Imperial Knights are not bottom anymore. Ooh, they've actually gone up. That's awesome. All right, so they were in a bad spot last time I checked on here. Yeah, Imperial Knights were below bottom. They were at the bottom with Questoris. Seems like they've come up since the Nextrons and Admech? That can't be right. Interesting. But the thing is that I find really funny about it is if you go here and take out Agents of the Imperium as an ally, I'm going to bet that the Imperial Knights drop all the... Yeah, they drop all the way down to a 40% win rate. You need allies to actually run with them. My master plan with Knight is running a lot of Sangor. Yeah, pretty much. Allies, you need the allies with Knights. Right now, it kind of sucks because you need some flak. You need to be able to do your secondaries. You won't be able to get anything. I find Assassination is rarely a great secondary tech, as most characters are hard to get without tabling your opponent. True. It just all depends on kind of what they're bringing and seeing it. But I'm not going to take two action-heavy secondaries because I still need to defend and actually attack back, essentially. I just asked my friend if I can warn War Dogs and them in T-Sun's list above 1,000 points so I could bring them in like 40 Sangers. Yeah, you can. It's 3 War Dogs or 1 Big Knight is what you can run for, I don't know about 1,000 points, but for 2K, it is 3 Armigers because that's what I have to kind of do for Sisters right now. So going back here a little bit, you can kind of tell that, yeah, they drop pretty hard without their Agents of the Imperium. So allies that they can bring in. So it's kind of interesting. I didn't realize they actually popped up. I'm actually kind of happy. It's very interesting. Not how I play Knight. Ooh, how do you play Knight? Well, you type that out. 20 of the Sangor are going to be trying a fun maneuver. Oh, are you going to be trying that shoddy material thing you were doing? 9 Cabal points. No, sorry. Using the enhancement to actually redeploy within 9 inches on your reinforcement step was actually shifting that hard, actually. Like, Knights were dead bottom along with Custodes when I first kind of took a look at it. Yeah, teleporting and try to kill. Yeah, it's actually, I'm going to be honest, I was double checking on the flamers for that. That's a lot better than I thought because you're averaging 35 auto hits. And if you're flaming something that's on an objective, then you're going to be getting full rerolls to wound. So if it is 5 strength or higher, 5 to 7, you're getting rerolls on, you're wounding on 5s, which you'll probably get about 20 wounds in. But if you're trying to flame an entire squad of Space Marines, so 10 Space Marines, you're wiping that squad out. It's actually quite a bit more than I thought. So I'm going to pull out a couple things. Before I go too far. No. Guys, I actually have the Knights fully painted. Fully. I may bring rubrics and terminators if we play like 16. Ooh, that's not a bad idea. All right. Let's see. Flip back to desk mode. Woo! For 1. I am going to be doing one other thing while I have the game, while I'm doing next week or tomorrow, is I'm going to be marking oops, I'll bring these in. I'm going to be actually marking kill tallies for all the Armigers, for the Knights, the big ones, and whatever they kill, I'm going to freehand some stuff on them afterwards. So I'm going to try and keep an idea of it. Rockets, yes, Ironstorm rockets. I just don't have it on the top. I just kind of have it sitting, floating around. They find it's not, I was going to magnetize them. I just never got around to it. So, 1, Canis Rex. Like her. Well done. Canis Rex. Or that was Sir Hector. Canis Rex, obviously. Bobby is the Crusader. We're in a good spot. But I am going to be putting kill tallies on everything. So, if, for example, this guy right here, woo, if he takes out a tank or something, I'm going to actually kill tally that. If he takes out a unit of Space Marines, I'm going to have a kill tally for that. I'm going to mark it all through. I've actually found a way to actually find out which one's which. Funny enough, when I was actually basing these guys, I put blood spatters on all of them. And for the Warglaives in particular, I have 1 blood spatter on one. I have 2 blood spatters on another, 3 on another, and then 4 on another. So I can tell which one's which by how many blood spatters they have, which I find really fun. But, for example, I freehanded, because this Helverin in particular, come on, focus. This Helverin kicked Mortarion to death, so he's got the scythe. So I'm going to try and do things like that for epic things and keep it from there. Put these off to the side. Now, I have all these game plans. I have everything that I could try and do. But this is just my, it's my first tournament. I can't do that well, right? Like, I'm excited. I have a game plan. I should be able to do decently well. Oh yeah, those are the Rogue Traders. Boop. Full squad, fully painted. Everything's good to go. I thought, you know what? It's going to be great. Let's see what the pairings are, because the pairings came up tonight. I went to take a look, and I happened to be paired with probably one of the best players in the province. And he's playing World Eaters with Angron Karn, and basically all the full codex for World Eaters. So I am shark bait tomorrow. I am full on shark bait for the first round. And the way they are doing their point system is basically, if you win your first round, you get 32 points for the tournament. If you win your second round, you get 16 points. Third round, you get 8 points. And fourth round, you get 4 points. Yes, 4 points. For a total of 60. I was thinking, you know what? I'll make my game plan. I'll figure things out. And I'll be able to, hopefully survive. Maybe do very well. And I'll see where I go. Well, it's against one of the top players. And it's World Eaters. I'm going to hurt first thing. I'm going to get my first lot. I'm going to get my ass trounced in that first round. I'm not even going to know what hit me. But I'm going to learn a lot, because he is one of the best players in the province. And I'm actually kind of excited to play him. I was hoping to play him a little bit later, so maybe in the second round, so that way I get one good match. And kind of figure out from there. But kind of getting it over with. Challenge him to a duel. Which one? Angron? Actually, I think Canis. If I charge with Canis, tank shock, and then hit with Freedom's Hand. What is... Okay, no, I got to see this now. I'm going to do a report after this thing, because, oh God, I'm going to hurt. I don't have his list up because it's on BCP and it's up on my phone. Angron. He moves 14 inches. He's going to fuck me up. 2 up save, 4 up in vol. He has got 16 wounds. Oh, I know he has a avocado, an executioner. What else does he have? He's basically good at everything because he's got master of executions. He doesn't have either of those 2. Avocado and a juggernaut. But yeah. Canis is strength or toughness 12. So strike is going to hurt. D6 plus 2. 8. Oh, God. Are you going to count all the kills for the Astra Militarum? No, okay. Sorry, I'm going to go back through the chat for a second. Angron v Knight. Yeah, pretty much. Canis Rex. Look, the Armiger killed Mortarion. He's got to kill Angron now. I mean, wait. Important thing when it comes to Angron. Is he fly? He's fly. He's got fly. So I could have 16 shots on him, wounding on 2s, but the only problem is his save, because it's only going to go down to a 3-up save. They're hefty, so maybe. Then Magnus is next. Yeah, well, I'm going to try. If I can get that Armiger to kill all the demon Primarchs, that'd be something. I'd be quite happy about that. Let's see. But yeah, I learned about who I was facing right before I came onto the stream, so great feelings. Oh yeah, even in the Discord for tomorrow, they acknowledge that I am shark bait. Yes, Angron flies now. I'm pretty sure he's bringing pretty much everything that is World Eaters. I think my Warglaives might be able to actually stand up to a lot of things. Look, even in returns, you killed Angron. I know. You know what? That's my moral victory. That's how I'm going to focus on this. If I can kill Angron, that's the moral victory. That's the important thing. That's the important one. Is killing Angron. Jackals. I can kill them out of line of sight, which is... Oh, wait. Yeah, I definitely can. Blast them off of wherever shithole they're hiding from. Yeah. I'm gonna hurt tomorrow morning. It's gonna be a long day. All right. So I wanted to go over a little bit of... gotta find a way to kill Horus. Now, I gotta find a way to kill Purdy. Purdy's next. Kill that petulant manchild. Or Fulgrim when he shows up. All right. Let's get back to things. So, putting the music on, because we're gonna start painting now. But I just wanted to go over a little bit of battle plan, give an idea of how things, and then, of course, how that's transitioning from, I have a battle plan. It will turn out fine, to I'm going to learn some lessons. All right. Let's get to it. Because we're going back to sister. Oh, I only brought over 5 of the sisters, but I brought over the gals. All the gals. Because I got the squid pink. I got all my colors and stuff, so time to get to dry brushing. Need the rest of the squad. I need to make up for how many times Magnus has died so I can actually use him. Yeah. Has Magnus actually been, like, wait, no. Magnus has been banished back to the warp a few times. I know when he fought Gilliman on the moon, on Luna, he was banished back at that point, but I don't know any other instances in the current 40k when he's been banished back. Also, I'm really happy my Armiger actually killed Mortarion, because I was actually I've been reading through Siege of Terra, which I'll be doing videos on that in the next little bit. And I'm on to Warhawk, so I'll be going back for the videos. But I've been reading Warhawk, and Mortarion's just Actually, Mortarian's just a bitch the entire way through the Siege of Terra. Like, fuck that guy. He's an asshole. Straight up. Let's get this. Moist. Yeah. Lost to servitors because I fought a dual power fist Iron Hands captain. Yeah. That would do it. With a ton of buffs and one shot him and he decided to have mercy. Oh, you poor soul. Actually, no, it's Magnus. No mercy for the traitors. To be fair, Magnus is probably still loyal, or would have been loyal, because Magnus did nothing wrong. Magnus also gives a lot of buffs. I know he's been really good this edition for T-Sons. So it's kind of nice when your Primarch is actually good. Or like your big character. Kind of sucks when they're not. Let's go a little bit. The trucker dropped him to 1 wounds and the servitor killed him. Ugh. Rough. That's rough, buddy. I'm just gonna move something. Yeah. Back to painting. Iron Man says not stopped reminding me of what. I wouldn't. I mean, I'm still probably gonna remind the Death Guard player of the time I kicked Mortarian to death with a Helverin. All right, getting some cloth done. The only thing I find about dry brushing is that the distance, like trying to go in between, like, all right, I got some dry brushing happening to nothing's happening to, oh, that's too much is way too easy. I bring up the fact that I showed him his mercy. Mercy is always weakness. No mercy. What is it? I saw someone it complaints about Rogue Trader where they're saying like, oh, there's no good actual like good options where I get rewarded for my like good actions. Everything is trying to make me a fascist totalitarian. Is like, yep, because Warhammer doing good means that chaos wins. Do not let chaos win. Ooh, what was the game? How'd the game go? Let's hear it. Because you were saying you don't play Knights the way that I kind of do, where I kind of castle a little bit and say like, all right, this is my half, go. But I do that just because like I find I can't step Knights to where I want them to be without feeling like I'm risking or pushing too hard, especially with like the Armigers, right? If I push too far out with the Armigers, then I feel like I lose them, and it just kind of sucks. So I found that like kind of being a little bit more cagey, focusing on some like secondaries, helps me learn the game a little bit better and then go from there. Potato, I wait on bated breath. want to hear how this game went. Also, let me know if the music is going, if everything's chill, how things are going, how things are. I want to make sure. I want to make sure that sound is good, right? For you guys as you chill. Okay, I don't know why I can't seem to cover my troops properly. Yeah, that's my thing is like I'm still trying to figure out terrain rules because they're kind of a little bit wonky this edition. Because like, okay. So with the kind of map that I was kind of showing you guys, because it's WTC terrain, there is the large terrain that is 3 stories tall with all windows closed. Normal rules for I mean, I like the WTC terrain because what happens is like, it's like, this is the footpad, it shows the footpad, and all of the line of sights are based off the footpad. But with the, oh, Alpheus, not a problem. You get the jet lag. That was a 12-hour flight, man. Go crash. But yeah, the tall terrain has no windows closed. So technically, even though when a knight actually toes into the footpad, so little toe, they normally would be able to see through the ruin. So normally you'd have to have the model completely wholly within the terrain to be able to see out. If they're towed in, they can be seen but cannot see out. The knights are a little bit different, but with the tall terrain, the line of sight is actually true to the tall terrain because of the height of everything. It's such a weird terrain bothers me. It's just like my infantry who get killed because of my lack of awareness. Yep. Oh yeah. I've lost Armigers fully because like I wasn't fully paying attention, and yeah. Again, that's why I've like learned my own lesson of I don't push too far out with my Armigers anymore, or with my knights, because I'm trying to. You don't really want to show anything. Like, you don't want to expose anything unless, of course, it's actually done the task that you kind of set out for it, because otherwise you're risking it for no reason. So like the big knight, I don't want it to really step out until it's got a good line of sight on big things that it can really kind of shuffle to the mortal coil. And again, world eaters, so I don't know my target priority for world eaters. I'm gonna end up just prioritizing Angron because moral victory. I once had Zenger moved to a position to countercharge to defeat the core of the enemy. 4 infantry units who I thought were safe from. Yeah. But that's why I like the WTC terrain, because it actually, when you have the footpad is what is the line of sight. And the footpad's quite decently sighted, so it's got quite a bit of hiding potential. And it's a lot more clear to me than when Ninth was around. I've used my Militarum the 44th, no Knight versus Blood Angel, and I play my Knight like they can't die. Yeah, true. Ooh. So you just like full on charge in with the Knights because, like, I suppose with them, yeah, that's part of their kind of lore is they're holy knights. They probably don't think they can die. They're just like, okay, time to fight. Let's go. Actually, that's how they are in lore too, most of the time. What was the one? Mortis has the knights, the Armiger, Armiger lady, and her half brother in, I don't know what knight he was in. I got to double check on that. But he's impetuous and running in and a little bit of a coward, and she's actually like doesn't believe she could die because there is no honor in anything other than that. Oops. Yeah, dry brushing. is a pain sometimes. I get to print some rules. Yeah, how I'm preparing for tomorrow is I actually have all of my data sheets printed off, so I have them handier than trying to bring up Wahapedia or the app every single time, and my stratagems, so that way I know what I'm doing, and I have my my objective cards for the ones that I'm actually going to use, so that way I have that. So that way then my phone can solely be, oh shit, right, it's going to be 12 hours. Ooh, I gotta get a charger. Yeah, I need to find that charger that we have. Because they actually want us to use the Goonhammer tabletop battles or whatever it is app. I did win, but it was fun. Yeah, that's good. Militarm versus Blood Angels is not a bad matchup. I've played Blood Angels actually, I think more than almost any other faction. Just because a buddy of mine, who fortunately moved away, he was right into Blood Angels. He still hasn't quite finished up his 2K, but, and then for some reason I keep playing against Blood Angels locally too, so my first actual 2K match was against Blood Angels, and that was that actually hurt. I'm gonna try and see if this actually comes off better. I'm still trying to figure out best camera position as well. If you guys like a camera position or where I put the models, let me know. Oh shoot, she's the one that doesn't have the backpack. My theory is Necrons won't do well when a demon robot is punching them to death. Technically, no. I don't know where Necrons are. Necrons, it's Wraiths that are really good right now. But Lichguard are no longer the really good model anymore, or unit anymore. My finger ends up being so pink when I do the dry brushing for my purple. I need help. Name for my knight. Ooh, okay. 1, what are colors? 2, what type of knight is it? Is it a Valiant or what's the other one? Castellan? Yeah, Valiant or Castellan, or is it one of the Questoris ones? Come on, let's get this. We'll get a name for this knight. Actually, how's this look? Oh, that's not bad. I think this is a better view. I think this is a better view for you guys. And I can kind of see what I'm doing. So yeah, Bobby, let me know what you have for that knight, because I can definitely, we can come up with some kind of name for it. I mean, technically, you named my knight. House Bobby is fully because of you. And Sonam, because she likes the name Bob. Everything in the house is Bob of some way. I don't know why. It's like Titan AE, where they named the planet Bob. Planet Bob. What? What? What the fuck? So, it's potato. Let's see what kind of name we can come up with. Red and blue, and is a Crusader. Ooh, so someone that kind of likes to sit back, survey things. So that one that's charging in. Red and blue. What's more primary, the red or the blue? That might determine my answer a little bit more. Come on. Come on. That's good. You're just a token anyway, so I don't care about it. It's a Crusader. Give me a second. Let's see. Ooh, you know what? It's 50-50. Okay. You know, just go with the last Knights Templar Grandmaster, Jacques de Molay. I think that's a good one. Well, historical. Go with the last one. Don't know exactly what he did. I also don't like the name of the first Grandmaster of the Knights Templars. What is it? Hughes de Payan? Nah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't have my... Okay. For one mile away from finishing the Necron commission thing for my friend. The full commission will be 20 warriors, 10 death marks, 10 immortals, 3 HQs, 12 scrims. That's not bad. I'd say that's a pretty solid, like, base for a Necron setup. Jacques de Molay. I do like Jacques de Molay. Jacques de Molay is a... And I can imagine the last... Oops. Crap. Okay. Trying to fix you up. Hold together. Hold it together. Ah. Come on. Stick you there. Stop moving. Okay, I gotta hold on to it. I probably should have asked for more money for supplies, but you know they have something else to play with, so it was worth it. God, I can't fucking say another game of... Yeah, I agree. Marines get way too much attention cake. Honestly, if they had made this edition like the all Xenos edition, I wouldn't have had any issue with it. Or just supporting, you know, some of the other Imperial factions that they have. More sisters, please. More sisters. See, there you go. There you go. Geisveld. Yeah, I think Jacques de Molay is a better one comparatively to some of the other ones. I don't know. That was the one that I saw. Oh, who's the one that was I forget the name of the Templar that was in Kingdom of Heaven. Actually loved that movie. Director's cut of it was so good. I fought so many Marines for so long. Yeah. I think I've been lucky. Actually, no, I haven't been. I have yet to actually fight any... I haven't played Eldar. Somehow. I haven't actually played against Sisters. I've never actually done a mirror match against Tau. Yeah, I have never played against Tau. Huh. It's a weird thing to realize. I played Knights a lot. Also, the one thing that really kind of, I guess, just irks me about the Marine stuff is you have an entire game that is just dedicated to Marines. Like 30k Horus Heresy, it's all about the Marines. And yet, so many models from there you technically can't use in 40k. And yet, 40k Marines are still getting releases. So you're getting a double dip of all the fucking Marines. Do something else, please. Yeah, I haven't actually played Grey Knights. Grey Knights are kind of uncommon. Sure. See, I wouldn't hate... I'm interested in the game system because it seems like it's a little bit more interesting. But it's just kind of absurd that there's so many like units from 30k that you can't use in 40k. Like, especially for Chaos Space Marines, they 100% should be able to use a lot of the units from Horus Heresy, because that's what all they have left. That's just what they have. They don't have anything else. They don't have fancy ass Primaris things. They probably still have some specific dreadnoughts left over from the Horus Heresy, especially the Night Lords. Ooh. Sorry, I just looked at my screen. It actually kind of looks good. Shit isn't going to change. I know it's not going to change, but listen, a man can have hope. A man can have hope things can change. Maybe just a little bit. I mean, I have hope that it can kind of change a little bit. Maybe we'll get some less Marines. LSB Marines mage. I know. So pick your favorite flavor. True. I've yet to actually pick a flavor of Space Marines that I like. Kind of all over the place when it comes to them. Actually, I just don't care enough. I do find it interesting. I'm going, as I'm going through the Siege of Terra book. Pick a flavor in this. Yeah. I'm going through the Siege of Terra books, and there's a whole storyline about a guy that literally has the ability to kill all Space Marines, all the Primarchs, and all the Custodies. All of them. Something Foe. I forget his first name. Cillian, whatever. Dude's like 8,000 years old. But like he actually is like in mid Siege of Terra, trying to hide away from Valdor, and also how he can make this weapon, or at least test it. So that's fun, and I'm excited to see if that happens. It won't, but it also leads into like the Grey Knights, whatever they have, the final proclamation, or I forget what it's called. But only the Grand Master of the Grey Knights, so Gary Stu Caldor has access to it. It's just a piece of paper. And it's more than likely just Terminus Decree. Thank you. He's got access to it. I'm pretty sure that's what it's going to end up being at the end of the siege, is that Malcador or Valdor, or Valdor is probably going to finally get access to it. He's probably going to try and hide it away and give it to Loken, who's kind of becoming a Grey Knight. Kind of not right now. We'll see how he goes. I will also say, spoilers for when I actually do the videos, so far, Siege of Terror is not terrible. It's a lot better than I was expecting. It's not as marine heavy, or I mean, it's pretty marine heavy, but it's actually pretty solid. I think Marines get more models, should be for individual chapters. That's the one thing that I find annoying about doing it by the chapters is there's 1,000 chapters, and somehow everything is just Ultramarines. Like, how are the Ultramarines with 1,000 Marines somehow everywhere in every battle? But nonetheless, yes. Even having some that are not original Legion chapters, that would actually be more interesting if you had a focus on someone who's a successor, like the Sons of Phoenix, who may or may not be, traitor Gene Seed. They need to stop with updating Dark Angels. We have a good range. We don't need so much attention. Actually, I have to laugh. I forget which part it was, but it was when the Dark Angels take over the Hollow Mountain, or take it back, and they finally contact Dorn, and they're saying, it's like, how many do you have? Oh, it's like, well, we're still counting the fallen. But yeah, don't even like Primalis, so just let me have my firstborn. I know. I'm hoping they just kind of merge it so that way you can use firstborn or Primaris or something. Like, you don't need, what do what the Terminators did. Like, yes, the Terminators have a new sculpt, but because they're not firstborn or Primaris, they're just Terminators. Like, you don't need to have the new models. You could just use the old ones, even though they're stubby little boys. And I think the main reason that they're getting Dark Angels, I think, are just not going to get much more attention after. The merging is just a purging of them. Yes, it is. Yeah, I can't disagree with you on that. Merge is purge. But I think the Dark Angels' attention will go away after this point, because Codex is coming out. You have most of your characters at this point. I should switch over to a different brush. I'm not liking this brush. You have most of your special things. They probably won't get attention after this for a while. You get the Lion, you get a new Belial, you get a new Asmodai, you get new what are they? Deathwing? No. Deathwing? Yeah, whatever. The Terminators. Are they Deathwing? Why do I feel like I'm going crazy? Yeah, you already got new Deathwing. It's just the speeders, the Raven Wing, that you don't have any new stuff of. So, nah. Man, I don't have any good brushes right now. Or this paint is just garbage. Speaking of Angel Green. I mean, the one thing that they kind of have done that I'm really appreciative is separating faction rules from paint scheme. Detachments, honestly, are kind of the best thing that they've done. I'm super happy with it. I hate how Primaris look. They're too bland in it. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Some of them are nerfy and weird. I like some of them though. Although I feel like if I were to do a chapter, if I were to actually do Space Marines, I'd probably do the Aurora chapter. Or something related to them. They got a greenish color, I think. And they're Ultramarines. But they're tanks. Their chapter homeworld is the largest factorum outside of a Forge world. So they build all of their own tanks. Oh, what's the name of the world? I can't remember off the top of my head. But they build all their own tanks. They don't have anything to do with Mechanicus, and it is awesome. Although Primaris tanks kind of are bland. Hover tanks shouldn't be a thing. If it's not touching the ground, it should have fly. Let me shoot it out of the sky. Oh, I'm gonna hurt so much tomorrow. Wait, they are Ultra successors? The Auroras? Yeah, the Aurora chapter. Give me 2 seconds. Aurora chapter. I was actually gonna try and write a short story with them at one point. Yeah, they got a limeish green color. They're not too bad. Firestorm is the name of their homeworld. That's metal. Yes, they're ultra successors. I quite like their look. Actually, I kind of like the green. Green's not too bad. And I'm also a huge fan of the I'm also a huge fan of red bolters. I don't like just having black bolters. I don't like the way it looks. I prefer the kind of old school look to bolters. Which is kind of what I've been doing with sisters, is their weapons are like this gal, for example. I'm probably going to make her crossbow red somehow. But at the moment, I got to figure out what I'm doing green. Yeah, like I'll make the bolter red. I prefer that. So they're green Marines with a focus on armor. Yeah, but they're not really armor. They're just they're second founding. But yeah, they're an armored company. They basically they break off of the Legion specifically with all the armor, essentially. I like them. I quite like it. And their symbol is kind of cool. Are you going to make a video on the tournament or a live? I will probably do it as a live, but make it a video. So kind of what I was trying to attempt here-ish. I'll plan it out a bit better. Maybe have a face cam or something. I don't know if you've seen like Bricky when he actually goes through tournament stuff. He does it as a live, but then has it as a VOD that can be used afterwards. I'll probably end up doing that. Fuck, what am I doing green here? I don't want to just work on those gals right now. I don't know what I'm doing green on them. Wait, what did I do recently? Oh, right. Ugh. Okay, I'm just gonna work on them. All right. John, how's it going? It's pretty good. We're here. We're painting. If you weren't around for the beginning of the live stream, I was talking a little bit about, it'll be up afterwards, so don't worry if you missed it, but I'm just going over the tournament that I'm up to tomorrow, where I am going to die horribly, painfully, suffering. But yeah, post tournament, I am probably going to do it a little bit more. I'll do a live stream. I'll go over a little bit of what happened, how it went. I'll go round by round. I'm gonna try and keep notes in my kill tally, because I'm quite interested to see how I'll do. I also want to make sure that I like keep as much information for myself as possible, because my first round is gonna be painful, and I want to make sure I learn as much as possible. I probably should. No. God, I'm not happy with my brushes today. I don't want to have to pull out my nice brush, but I might, because I like it. I just don't feel like I have control over this damn thing. Also, it's fraying like nothing. Army Painter, I know you gave me a bunch of free shit with this character. But I find your brushes are not that great. Your paints are okay. Also, please send me Fanatic. Please send me your new paint line. I would be highly interested in it. I mean, my live stream is doing so well. Ish. Also, I want to go over a little bit today of content. In the next 2 weeks or so, I'm going to try and have the first of the Siege of Terra stuff up. I will have probably a video on House Bobby lore, and I'll have a live stream VOD thing up specifically about the tournament to see how it went with the House Bobby stuff. And like I said, the Siege of Terra is going to be a series of like 9 videos, because it's just going to be the Siege of Terra book report. My book report on the Siege of Terra with zero context to the actual Horus Heresy. What are your favorite faction guys in 40k? Favorite factions? Sisters. I'm really enjoying the Sisters. They're just so hilariously over the top, ridiculously evil. It's fun. It's so much fun. They're such assholes. And all the records burned along with it. Always burn the records. Burn the records. What time is it? 8:05. Okay. I don't know how long I will go, because like I said, I have the tournament tomorrow, so I want to make sure that I am well rested and prepared to have my anus penetrated horribly. Hopefully after the first round, I can get in a better space. I was just really hoping not to go against literally the top guy. He like runs tournaments. Oh, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. It's funny because it's actually the store championship is what the tournament is, and he won the championship, or won it last year. I have a belt and everything. It's hilarious. But he won it last year. Maybe I could be a road bump. Maybe I could be the upset. Maybe. I know I'm being delusional. Not happening. Who else are you fighting? I have no idea. You're not battling world leaders, they're night eaters. Yeah. I don't know, because each round the pairing gets changed, right? So winner goes against winner, and then loser goes against losers. So whoever's in your brackets, that way you can kind of have a chance to win. Piece of people, you'll smash the tournament. Thanks, John. So I don't know who I will play, but my rounds will potentially get easier the more I lose. So I might lose later on, but it just kind of sucks because you want to win early, right? Because you get half your points for the first round, essentially, for what you can get early on. So, My favorite, the Astro Meltagun. Yeah. It's because who can't like the Astro Meltagun? I think they're solid. Okay, I gotta try and... I'm trying to find a way to film where it kind of shows it off to you guys at least a little bit. Oh, fuck, right. I am learning how to do the live stream painting a little bit better. Because I know in the past it's been kind of... I had the camera a little bit further away. All that kind of stuff. Ball is bad at stuff. Doesn't like them. Let's see. Yeah, content wise. Yeah. I'm probably gonna also try and go back to the original like intention or like where factions originally came from. So like what was the original inspiration for the orcs? Why are they soccer hooligans? I'm gonna try and do some research to make those kind of videos again. I liked them. They didn't come off, or they didn't do very well, which is the only problem compared to a lot of other stuff. So unfortunate, but that's just kind of the way that YouTube kind of works sometimes. That's actually kind of where I got a little bit of frustration with the platform, is that those videos did not, we kind of were coming down and but I think the book report will do very well. Yeah, so I was looking at, like, obviously some of them are just straight up fantasy ripoffs. Necrons are an easy one because they were Terminators originally. What are the details of the Schism of Mars? Ooh, that's a solid one, actually. Because that I haven't read too much into in terms of in Horus Heresy, because again, I am doing the Siege of Terra with, context being Siege or Horus Heresy in general. So when I jumped into the Siege of Terra, I had no idea who Garviel Loken was, and his name just kept popping up, and I'm like, who dis? New phone, who dis? Why does Miss Sandy keep seeing a white wolf and saying Loken? Why is he not a space wolf? Why is he important? And I have learned why. It's because he is dope. He's actually quite dope. I've enjoyed the Loken chapters because it's just mostly him really kind of redeeming himself for having been a part of Horus. He's Luna Wolves, but like, okay. what was it? Solar War. Missandei, the friggin' what are they called? Whatever. The people that were running around with the legions, remembrancers. So Missandei was a remembrancer who was locked up, and she kept having like visions of a white wolf that was talking to her, and she kept saying Loken, Loken, Loken. And I never had no idea. I forgot about the Luna Wolves. I didn't know who Loken was, and Loken just sounded generally Viking Scandinavian enough. And I knew that, okay, well, the Space Wolves were more Viking-y and less furry in Horus Heresy, so it must be a Space Wolf or something. Because they had, I mean, honestly, the Space Wolves get mentioned less than almost any other Legion in the entire Siege of Terra at all. Go to game soon. I think I will use 44th. No, do you guys think? Yep. I think it's a great idea. Yep. 44th Regiment. What world? And not happy with that, but oh shit, gotta do the front. Cadian? Hoping this comes off a little less bright, because this livery green, although it's a nice highlight color, is a little bit too saturated in comparison to the other green. I should mix it a little bit. Just having it straight on there, I think, is the problem. Straight from the bottle. Finished building the other weapons. Nice. I have all the other weapons for Bobby and my Canis. I haven't been kind of fucked to put them together. Oh, that's actually pretty good. Happy with that. That reads a little bit better. Yeah, so a little bit of mix with the green skin. And the livery green looks a little bit better than just straight livery. Also, I hate this brush. I don't even know why I'm still using it. It's garbage. Garbage. How did I magnetize? Sorry, that sounded accusatory. How did I magnetize them? What did I use? I forget which size I used, but I just kind of drilled out the spot, and with the weapons in particular, because there's at least some gap in some of them, I just used some green stuff in between. Oh, world. Okay. I mean, I think if you could kind of, so potato, base them a little bit off of maybe the Tanith or another world like Tanith. They come off, I like the Tanith just because they're like scout heavy. They're much more about tactics, and they're hunters essentially. At least that's what Tanith was more like. The way they kind of described like the world in Tanith First and Only in the book was much more like Highlands almost. I really liked it. So like to me, like the Tanith almost come off as like either like Highland faction or more like the Newfies in World War I, World War II, which in World War I, World War II, you did not mess with the Newfies. I mean, it fits also with like, you know, yourself as well. Like, and that's one thing you always keep in mind is like, does it fit me essentially? So you can make a world that you want that kind of fits with the vibe. Oh yeah, this one I just blotched on. Ooh. Library. That's a little bit better. Better. Much better. Oh, I like that a lot better. Oh. Oh, it's so much better. All right. That's better. Yeah, it's coming off much better. I'm happier with this than I was the other. Because it's coming off scratchier and more like cloth. Which I like. And just looks much nicer. Yeah, it's much better. Oh. Much, much better. Boom. Oh. 19. I actually... Maybe I'll hop off soon. I got the purple done. Went over the tournament, and I got that's 13 hours I'm going to be on my feet tomorrow. I am not excited for this. All right. Have you played with Lethal Company yet? No, I haven't. I just haven't had the time. I barely had the time for this, right? So it just hasn't come to it. The lore is that they're high numbers and they always give aid to other regiments. Ooh. In high numbers. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know on that one. I mean, make the world like a populous, super populous city and you do that. All right, I am actually going to hop off just because I do have to sleep. And I want to sleep a lot. Ugh. Take the pressure off. I don't have to win the first round. It's all good. All right, guys, I'm going to head. Thanks for hopping around. I will report back on how things go and how bad I die. Bye.